We'll just bring it in on. Okay, so this is episode 118 of 3 Questions and a Song. With me are Amy and Suzanne, and they were giggling throughout the whole intro, and I have no idea why because I couldn't see them.
Don't ask, don't tell, bro. Don't ask, don't tell.
Having us both together is probably a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. Whose idea was this?
It was Amy's.
Of course it was.
I was like, "Do you want to do it tonight?" And she's like, "Oh, she goes, can we do it at 8? Because Suzanne will be here." And she's like, "Oh, do you want to do it with Suzanne?" And I was like, "Okay." So
and chaos was born that day.
Yeah,
all right, so real quick, even though I said your names, why don't you introduce yourselves and tell me a little bit about each of your bands?
Sure. I'm Amy Gould. I am the lead vocalist and keyboard player for Eden on Fire. We are a symphonic melodic metal band out of Erie, Pennsylvania. Trying to be a little more regional, if not national here now on our way there. Band consists of myself, Scott Haggerty on bass, Connor McCrae on guitar, and Steve Starvaggi on drums.
I am Suzanne Decree. My band is DiGregorio, also symphonic melodic metal, and mostly studio, although for one day only, I am coming out of retirement to do a live show. Bob Horwatt usually picks up the keys for me. Depending on schedules, Jeremy Papai does drums for me, and Aaron Griffith on bass. For live, we will be adding actually a second guitarist because I write too many guitar parts for me to do by myself.
Is that who's going to be in the lineup on the 28th?
Yes, plus Brian Himbler. Brian is actually a friend of mine, and unfortunately for Brian, my roommate. So if you could all keep him in your prayers, and that would be, I'm sure he would appreciate that. Yes, because he does have to put up with me all the damn time.
All right, so let's get into the details of that show, since that's where it seems we're headed. It is at Broken Plow Western Martial Arts, which used to be a church in Creighton. If anyone's familiar,
I mean, it's sort of still a church. We have an altar stage thing going on there.
I think they worship swords there now, though.
We worship Josh Parise, the Ape King.
I have a sword story from there. She remembers.
Don't we all? I have many sword stories.
We were
so at Broken Plow. They call me the Den Mom because I'm the one that keeps all the things flowing. I used to in the earlier, crazier days. I used to threaten everyone, like, look, you signed a waiver. If you get killed, you're going out the door with the waiver as a toe tag. Then the waivers went digital, and that just got really ugly. I can't take that.
You have to attach a computer with it on the screen.
Right. I have to attach the computer, remember the password, so that, 911 can get into it. It's just a mess now. It's just a mess.
All right, so it's is that Saturday, June 28th.
Saturday. Mm-hmm.
And again, Creighton, for anyone who's not familiar, it's kind of like between Tarentum and where Pittsburgh Mills is. Is that a good description?
Yeah, we are actually, if you're headed north out of the city, we are one exit past Pittsburgh Mills on exit 13.
And it's really right there, like as soon as you get off the exit.
Yeah. Make sure you turn left off the exit. If you turn right, I can't help you. You're going into New Kensington.
Which is where I teach.
See? It's going to end up being a Kurt Russell movie, Escape from New Kensington.
So I teach right on the edge, though. I'm by the Trentham Bridge.
Oh, so you're in the snazzy part of New Kensington.
And my wife is the secretary in the other building, which is attached to I can never remember the name of Mount St. Peter Parish,
Right.
which back in the day was where the New Kensington Mafia worshiped. So
Well,
very
you know.
beautiful church.
Beautiful church.
There's a lot
Well
of money
funded.
there.
Very well funded.
Yeah.
The mafia was very generous to the church.
Yeah.
They bought a lot of indulgences back in the day.
There's a lot of marble in there.
So
Anyway.
funny story about the mafia in church. My dad used to be a state investigator, and before we moved out here to Pittsburgh, the church we went to, St. Joseph Church in Downingtown, PA, father back then was Father Smith. And he used to come up to my dad and tell my dad what great guys the mafioso were. My dad used to make notes. His investigations.
That's funny.
It was freaking hysterical.
So anyway, we have this show.
Yeah, how did we get on that?
We got
Something about
mobsters in church now.
Mobsters in church with swords. It's great.
Yes,
So you should
that's
come
what it
out.
was. All right, so doors are at 7, show starts at 8. Who's first? What's the game plan?
Oh wait, there's supposed to be a plan? Well, yeah, nobody told us that.
Suzanne's going on first.
I'm going first.
And
Who's on first? Second.
And we'll be on second. Just a little backstory. I went to one of the Broken Plow parties in December.
Mhm.
And I
now
was
everyone
like,
thinks we're lesbians.
Wow, yeah,
Right.
they do. Because
Right.
I was her 1+1. So it was a big rumor all night. Like, oh, is that your, anyway.
We both have boyfriends, by the way.
But so it was like this fabulous party. And we have been wanting to do something down in the Pittsburgh region. And Suzanne said, well, why don't you do it here? And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, because it's a phenomenal room. If you've never been in there, I mean, you have, Bill, so you know, it's like, what a great space. So we started plotting
We
a
did.
while back,
We did
in
start
probably
plotting.
in the wintertime, about this show
Mhm.
and making it more of a production rather than just a typical band concert.
Mhm.
So there's going to be a little bit more to it than just two bands playing. So we're kind of
Right.
excited about that.
We are very
And
excited.
it includes
about
food and drink. So
It
is
includes food.
open
And-
bar and light fare. So
Light fair, yeah. It's and if you've never been to a plow party, you need to get to a
light
plow
fare
party.
is probably still going to kick some butt. That's
Yeah.
all I got to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you've seen it's not going to be our Yule Ball food table, because nothing compares to our Yule Ball food table.
It's amazing.
Not even last year's Yule Ball will compare
That's-
to this year's Yule Ball food table.
That's the Harry Potter themed one, right?
It is.
That's what
yes.
I went to. Oh,
December
Oh,
6th
nice.
this year, by the way.
Yeah.
YuleBallPGH.com. Anyway, so it's not going to compare to that, but it will. I mean, Vanessa never puts out a bad table, so it's going to be amazing. Whatever it is going to be amazing.
So yeah, $20 if you get the tickets in advance, or $25 at the door, and you're going to get food and drinks and us.
And us.
Where can they purchase the tickets in advance?
That's a really good question. The links are in the event on Facebook.
Yes.
So there is an event on Facebook. I don't remember it is on the Broken Plow page, but I don't remember the link off the top of my
I
head.
might be able to bring it up while we're talking.
www.facebook.com/event/thingy.
Oh my.
So while she's looking that up, I did see a show at Broken Plow. I can't remember who all was there, but Nine Stitch
Seethe was
Method.
one of them. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it was Nine Stitch
I'm pretty
Method.
sure.
But
yes,
it was
Nine
Patrick.
Stitch. Patrick was there. I
I
don't
don't-
remember the rest of the bands, but
I don't
yeah,
either.
Yeah.
But that was the reason I was bringing it up, because the track we're going to play from DiGregorio later features Seethe, which is Patrick, who was at the show I saw at Broken Plow.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, so the tickets are at. Oh, now I'm going to open it in the other thing because it's not showing me, because Facebook doesn't like to show you anything. It's Pittsburgh Sword Fighters.
Oh dear Lord.
Gotta go back a
But
bit.
just go on to the. It's going to
Go
be
to the event.
It's going to be way easier to look under the event on
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah,
it's
press.com/open and all these things. So you probably should just
just go on Facebook and look up the event.
Message one of us if you need the link. We'll send it to you.
Message one of us.
I would throw it into the show links too, or show notes.
Cool.
And don't forget, let us know that we said to message us, because I'm just saying.
All right, so I think that was one question. I don't even know at this point.
I mean, again, having
a question.
What was the web link?
What was the web link? Is my question.
That's one question, right? So one. So you have
that's one.
2 more questions.
Okay, here we go. So my question is, Amy, you're from Erie, and Suzanne, you're from the Pittsburgh area. We'll call it. How did you two hook up? Like, how did
Patrick McElravy?
No, actually, it wasn't.
Oh no, it was Jason.
It was Women of
Metal.
Yeah,
okay,
we were
Jason
in the
show.
chat room together. Yeah, we were in chat room during one of the shows on Women of Metal. Was it one of the shows I was on? Or
I think we were both on the show. Like, Jason had us both on the show for Women of Metal.
Yeah.
And then we just got to be really good friends in the chat room that night.
Yeah.
And so we ended up DMing each other, and then we just like talk every day now.
Yeah.
That was a very easy answer.
I jump on stage as the emergency backup bassist.
Yeah. She actually, when Scott, for those that don't know, our bass player, Scott Haggerty, got diagnosed with cancer in December. And so he was going through treatments. Cancer's gone now. So he just finished treatments about 2 weeks ago. They don't consider you cancer free for like several years, but for right now it's gone. And so he's doing really well, but we weren't really sure what was going to happen with him going through chemo. He went through advanced chemo, and then he went through radiation and chemo at the same time. It was like months and months and months of treatment. And we didn't know if he was going to be able to play. So Suzanne went and learned all our bass lines for us as our emergency backup bass player. And she actually never had to do it. We did pull her up on stage once just to let her play a song. But
you spent all this time. We'll let you play one.
Yeah. She also has learned backup vocals for Eating on Fire songs. So I pull her up on stage a lot for a couple of those.
So every time I'm up here, if they have a show and we're going to the show, then I jump up on stage and do a couple of backing vocals for her.
So, I don't know how familiar you are with hockey, the NHL, but
sports puck.
Yes.
Not.
All right. Well, here's the thing. So when you're talking about emergency backup bass player, they have something called the E-Bug, E-B-U-G, which is the emergency backup goalie.
Oh.
And every team has one.
Right.
So the E-Bug can play for either team. So like if the Penguins are playing Boston and both of Boston's goalies get hurt, then whoever is the Penguins E-Bug will play against the Penguins.
Oh, wow.
And they're local, like it might be some guy who plays in a beer league in Harmerville.
That's cool though. For them.
One team recently lost to the E-Bug, and he was playing for the away team, so against his home team, and he was the Zamboni driver. So they lost to their Zamboni driver.
That's great.
I just have visions of some guy parking the Zamboni in front of the net, be like, score now.
Not me. I'm picturing the Zamboni pushing the puck across.
But anyway, that's what came to my mind when you said emergency backup bass player. Is the guy
I'm so dumb about hockey. When everybody was talking about the coveted Stanley Cups, I thought they were talking about the big Stanley Cup from hockey. The
yes. Listen,
or whatever. Yeah.
If I wasn't in a classroom, I would have been in the same boat, and I do follow hockey. My daughter's like, I need a Stanley Cup. I'm like, you need a what? And that's where
you need to get hockey then.
I mean, to be fair, the Stanley Cup would quench your thirst.
It would.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so another question, and then we're going to talk about the two songs.
Okay.
Let's take a twist on one of my questions. And it may not have happened, so... The question is the unofficial Build the Scene question about what is the best pizza you've had when, because you're a musician. Is there a pizza that you guys have shared because you're musicians?
Oh,
And if not, it has to happen.
we're about to have frozen pizza,
We're about to have
so I don't
frozen
think that's
pizza.
going to be a really good candidate for the best. But
We've
DiGregorio.
DiGregorio, right? No, we've never shared pizza. There was a pizza at Rathskeller's the one day.
Yeah, that was
For everyone.
absolutely terrible.
Yeah, but I didn't have any of that because I looked at that.
There's
pizza
last
and I
time
was
you
like,
guys play there.
I looked at that pizza and I went, I'm half Dago. No,
It actually is one of my favorite places to play here in
It is a
Erie.
great place to play.
But yeah, I don't like their pizza.
Yeah.
Did you have pizza at Big Bar when we had it?
no, I don't think. Oh, did I? Wait, yes,
You
I did.
We shared pizza at Big
So
at
we
the Big
shared
Bar.
pizza at Big Bar, and
Yeah.
that's
That pizza is actually pretty good for
it was
bar
good.
pizza.
It was good for bar pizza, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the world's best. I lived in Philadelphia for some time.
And I lived in New York for a while.
And so,
Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
mean, Philadelphia pizza is like one step down from New York pizza.
Yeah.
So, and then now I live in Western Pennsylvania and she lives in Western Pennsylvania. So we just make do.
Right. See, the reason that I know how to make butter cake, actual pretzels, and genuine Philly cheesesteaks is because I'm not from here and I know what those things should taste like.
So,
But I actually, if you're going to go with the best pizza, I used to live in Brooklyn. I worked in downtown New York, near Chinatown, and I used to go to Lombardi's for pizza. And Lombardi's is the best brick oven pizza ever. But no more Lombardi for me. It's too long of a drive.
Yeah.
And they don't deliver, the jerks.
I say the best Erie pizza we have here is Mamma Mia's. That's who I think is the best that we've had. But funny, I think you guys down in Pittsburgh, well, I don't know if they have them at the main restaurants, but Permane Brothers pizza is dang good. I like it.
I have not had it. I've had Permane Brothers, but I've never had their pizza.
Their pizza's good.
Right. Well, we'll have to stop because there's that one in Harmer.
Oh yeah,
That's not that far away. Yeah.
So the next time
Yeah.
So the next time you're in town,
All
we
right,
can run over and then we
Yeah.
can answer Bill's question.
all right.
We can come back
There
on
you
the
go.
show.
So you have to get better pizza together.
We had better
Um,
pizza together.
So just a quick side story. My parents decided that they were taking my whole family to New York on a bus tour. And I
I'm
said,
sorry.
wait, I said, the only way I'm going is if we get real New York pizza and we get a hot dog on the streets.
Right.
Well, nobody liked the hot dog.
Aw.
And we ended up eating pizza in New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey has a second close.
It wasn't terrible. I mean, it was pretty good, but it wasn't, I said,
It's a genuine New York pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just on the other side of the river. I mean,
Yeah.
okay. So Amy, let's go with you first. Tell me a story about Broken.
So, Broken the song is one of those songs that is about a relationship that you thought was the one. You thought everything was going to be what you needed, and the person just completely let you down. And so, and you were fragile at the time when it happened. So you just felt completely devastated, thus broken. So that's pretty much the premise of that song.
So
The
now,
music
yeah, now I'm questioning the music video. Go ahead.
So if you've ever watched any Eating on Fire videos, I like the old school, like 80s style videos where they tell a story and they don't necessarily follow the line of the song. I mean, we could have done a really sappy, sad, girl being very sad and crying through the song or whatever. But I chose to turn
She
into
chose violence.
I chose violence.
Instead, you chase your band members around.
Chose to make it a horror flick. So our last video was kind of really humorous. We have some humorous elements in this one, but I had this idea that about a broken doll was my first idea. Because broken, I kept thinking like a doll that's been broken, like one of those porcelain dolls. And so that's how that sort of evolved. And then it turned into me being the person who's broken with a porcelain doll, and they take my doll baby away from me. And it doesn't go well for them. And I'm a ghost, by the way, when that all happens. So yeah, it was a fun video to shoot. I had a great time with it. It was a lot more locations than what we did with the first video we did. We were just on one location for that. And this one, we were all over the place. But I mean, I literally climbed up on top of a crypt.
Probably not the best idea.
It was fun. We had a great time. It was
a shovel went flying at that point.
Yeah.
Hey, Suzanne, how about
Yes.
Black Widow?
Black Widow, that's an interesting song. It's actually about 24, 25 years old. Like I wrote that forever ago. I lived in New York between 99 and 2003. And shall we say that my taste in men used to not be very good. So Black Widow was actually about the relationship that I had back in New York. I was dating this clown for about 2 years. So it is actually about that relationship. It resurfaced for Loveless Ruminations because thematically it kind of fit in with the rest of the songs, because I generally write by concept. My albums are not random bits of songs. It's a concept from start to finish, always. And Black Widow, like it popped up on my playlist because it was in my demos and what have you. And I was like, this fits with everything else. Like thematically, it fit with everything else in Loveless Ruminations, which also has a lot to do with my crappy taste in men. But that's beside the point. The man that I have now, not crappy taste. Very, very, very nice man. But Loveless Rumination, it didn't fit musically or lyrically with the way I had written the rest of the album, but I was like, it's too close. I have to put it in there. And then we called everyone's friend Pat, or I called everyone's friend Pat. And I'm like, Pat, I need somebody to do I had messaged him. I'm like, hey, can you do some emo screamo on my album? And Pat was like, did you really just go emo screamo on me? Like, yes, Pat, yes, I did. So Seethe, Patrick McElravy, Seethe, does actually do the spider voice for me. So interesting side note, my keyboardist, Bob Horwat, is the only man in the world to whom I can send a song and say, Bob, I need this song to sound like spiders. And Bob literally texted me back, and what the bleepity bleep 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 does a spider sound like? Like, I don't know, Bob, that's your problem. And Bob sent me back a song where it sounded like spiders. I'm like, cool.
Nice.
Cool. So yeah, so that's the story of Black Widow. It's like 24, 25 years old at this point. And it just got resurrected for this song, re-recorded some of the guitar parts, re-recorded the guitar solo, metaled it up a little bit more than what it was originally, because it wasn't quite metal. When I wrote it, it was more just like hard rock, so I metaled it up a bit. And another interesting side note is that Loveless Ruminations was I'm going to say the first time where I actually sang. I did try and do vocals on Black and White, but this was the first time where I was like comfortable actually singing my own stuff. So that's probably way more information than you ever wanted. You're welcome.
Thanks. All right, so EdenOnFire.com, DiGregorioMusic.com. If you've been watching the video, it's over there. You can't see my hand when I point either. It's to my side. Everything's in reverse. Watch. I'm pointing left, which is on my right. Anyway. Anyway.
I have that problem too.
Yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a moment. We're going to listen to those two tracks on the radio side. On the video side, you're going to get to see the videos. And if you're listening on the radio and want to see the videos, go to BuildtheScene.com and click on 3 questions of the song, and you'll be able to watch the videos through YouTube that way. So I want to thank both of you for hanging out with me this evening.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for putting up with our
So much
insanity.
fun.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
always fun to be here.
We turned a 15-minute interview into a 40-minute interview.
Yes.
Well, we're actually at about 25, and since there's two of you, that's not that bad.
Right. Yeah.
I think Bill just said we could talk more.
Oh.
I did not, because we have 10 minutes worth of videos to watch too. But real quick, give us the rundown on the show on the 28th again.
So 7 p.m. doors open. 8 p.m. I go on stage. 9 p.m. Amy and company go on stage. Open bar. There will be non-alcoholic beverages because we don't drink when we play.
As well, there also will be alcohol.
There will also be alcohol. Yeah, no, that's the point of the open bar. There will be food. There will be mayhem.
Maybe some swords.
There might be some swords. You never can tell what's going to happen at a Plow party. There might be swords. There might be spears. Who knows? Somebody might break out the armor plating. I don't know.
Hey, on that note, we're going to play the videos and head off into the evening. Make sure you join us on the next episode of 3 Questions and a Song.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Rock on.